There, I think that looks so much better. Everybody and everything has its place. I could do a little more. I got these to clean out. But just looking in, it looks a lot more organized. Looks great, I think. For midsummer craziness. Yeah. Hey everyone, how are you doing? I want to let you know I am a little bit backed up on my editing, so you might see something that should have been put out over the weekend. So I'm sorry about that, but I still want to share it with you. So anyway, today I rode with my granddaughter. It just seems like just a very few years ago I was driving her around when she was a little toddler. I started watching her for her mom and dad while they worked when she was 2, and now she's 14, and she's taken her driver's instruction and passed all that. She's just waiting till she's 16 so she can get her real driver's license, but she can drive as long as there is an adult with a license. So she had to go to the orthodontist today, so I rode with her, and I also needed to make a couple stops. I needed some creamer and some butter, so we stopped at Walmart, and I'll show you what I got conned into buying. Oh, remember I wasn't going to buy any more plants, but I couldn't help myself, I guess. I just love this flower. I seen it, my daughter-in-law and my son have it in front of their house, and I took a picture of it in my plant app, and it was a Mandavilla, and I'd never heard of them before. I didn't know they existed, but look how pretty. Walmart had these $10 already in the trellis, and I got a kind of a dark pink, red almost, and I also got a pink one. And I don't know where I'm going to put them yet. Kind of same where my hibiscus, because it likes full sun. It needs 6 hours of sun. They're not going to probably get that up front here, but I thought, well, let's just go look at the plants. Let's just go look. And they had some plants outside that were, and remember when I killed off my HERCHERRA? I did. And so I got her again. I got a coral bell HERCHERRA. So I'm not going to cut it back this time, because that's what happened. I cut it back. I cut all the dead leaves off of it because they were dead. And then I read about it, and it says, do not cut it back. It died on me. So I replaced it. I'll get another one, and I'll be careful and do what they tell you to do. Don't cut it back. Just let it go. But I think these are just so pretty. I'll find a place for them. They're very pretty. I just love them. And I'll find a place. Don't worry. I might just add one in here, or I haven't decided yet. It'll come to me. I would put it in the back, on the back trellis, but it doesn't get enough sun. And I don't think this is going to turn out very well like I planned it to, because these zinnias, they just don't get enough sun. So we have a big ant problem, and I'm thinking it's mainly the ants that are biting me rather than the chiggers. I had to get 2 more of these to fill my bird suet tray. I'll do that here pretty soon. But I want to show you something else that I don't know if I've ever mentioned it in my videos. I should have showed you while I was still up there. Oh well. That's why we have editing. I don't know if I've said anything in my videos about how I would love to have one of those big chimes. Those real big ones with the big poles. But they're so expensive. And I thought, well, I'll make one. I will get to make one. I'll have my husband help me, and we'll cut them and make our own. Well, I seen this at Walmart the other day, and she sounds so pretty, and she was only $15. And I'm like, that's a pretty chime. I love chimes. But some of them just don't sound very good. They're just cheap and don't have a really nice sound. This one does. And I got my other pillow. It's red. I got a red one because I have the truck. I like the old trucks design. And then I got my green one here. I have a green truck. And then for autumn, I have kind of a bluish gray truck. But right now I have a summer truck, and he's green, and then I have a blue one, and I have a red one. So I got my pillows. Mandvillas, and let me tell you about them. They like full sun. They like 6 hours of sun. They like to be watered 2 to 3 times a week. They grow 24 to 36 inches tall, and they're hardy to zone 12 at 50 degrees. They bloom in spring and fall. So when it starts getting chilly, I'm gonna have to put them in the greenhouse or bring them inside, I guess. That's not very cold, but water container plants well when soil feels dry. Check garden plants during dry spells. Fertilize regularly for healthy, happy plants. I could take them down to my basement. My basement stays like 65 degrees all the time, so they should be fine. And I'll put some lights on them. I just think they're so pretty. My HERCHERRA, I still like pronouncing it HERCHERRA. But HERCHERRA, should I put her back here in this spot? Because I think she's fine with 3 to 6 hours of sun. I don't know if she'd get that back here. I may have to watch. I think there is a little sun that gets back here. I'm going to put her right there where the other one was. Okay, and we'll see how much sun gets to it. It's not sunny today. I'll have to wait for a sunny day, which should be tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be like 70 or 80 degrees, full sun. So that'll be nice. My little spider plant, I cut her back yesterday because I wanted my geraniums to grow better. So she was so big, and she wasn't blooming very much. So I thought I'll cut her back, and I cut her back really good, and I pulled out some of her on the side so my geraniums have room. And no signs of spiders, but I found like 6 snails in there, and that may be why she quit blooming. I don't know, but there were snails all over her, on the leaves, and on the side, in the dirt. We always get a lot of snails over here. We used to have a pond, and I'm pretty sure that's why. they still come around a lot. I don't see any spiders, and I figure anyway that'll be good food for our praying mantis when they come out. They should be out. They should be coming around pretty quick, pretty soon. I haven't seen any. I'm sure there are some praying mantis, but I just haven't seen them yet. So, but everything's growing real pretty. We've gotten a few tomatoes, and we've gotten a couple bell peppers. I did pull an onion, and it was about this big around, because I cooked it with my new potatoes, new new russet potatoes that we had. We didn't get very many, only because it was kind of a last minute thing. We thought we were going to grow them in the containers, in the bags, but that didn't work out very well. These should be ready in a couple weeks, probably 2 or 3 weeks. We'll have red potatoes. We should get a lot more out of these because these were good, healthy seed potatoes. This is a very pretty sight. Oh, my cosmos. One day they were so beautiful, okay? The ants got to them. Ants. They were covered with ants. And they started killing them. I'm going to have to pull some of these because they're just not, the whole stem, all of it is just not any good. When I noticed them, and it happened so quickly, there were just hundreds and hundreds of ants on there, just gnawing away at them, I guess. And I never had seen that before. I'd never had a problem like that before. Ants are so bad here this year. But I cut the tops off because they were starting to rot already. So that's all I could do is just cut them off, and then I sprayed neem oil, and I run out of it, so I used the BT, and I got rid of the ants. But I'm going to have to pull some of them because they just look real shabby. So some of them are doing good, but some of them are just yuck. Darn it, that was so pretty. That would have been so pretty, almost like a horseshoe shape it had. Not complete horseshoe, but it was rounded, and it was just going to be so pretty. I'm so disappointed. But anyway, my asters are finally blooming. They are so pretty. They are gorgeous. Yeah, and I did mix up the Bonide 8, and I sprayed it. I sprayed everything, my tomatoes and everything. You can spray that clear up to the day of harvest, and it doesn't hurt anything, pets or nothing. So I sprayed and sprayed this garden and my tomatoes. Here's my lisianthus that turned into a snapdragon. I still can't get over that. I will have some coneflowers. They're coming up. Not very many this year, but you remember we tilled this all down last year, so everything is pretty new except for the Sweet William and the lilies. But I'm sorry, these weeds grow so fast. I think I got them all, and they look good, and everything's good. And see, there's one of them that I put in there. I don't know if it'll grow or not. It got uncovered. I'll just edit this out. I gotta pull it. Buddy, I'll cover you up. The lilies spread like crazy out here, but that's what makes it pretty. In springtime when they bloom. So this isn't, my flower garden's not as full. this year as what it usually is. Because usually I wouldn't be able to walk through here hardly. The zinnias are all pretty. They are so pretty. Yeah. We don't have very many butterflies. I think the kitties have chased them off. But, you know, as they get older, they'll calm down from that, I think. But we have bees. We have bumblebees and honeybees. The honeybees were crazy yesterday over the clover. They were all over that clover. They're making clover honey. And I have my lures up. We have some, there's nothing like last year. Last year we would have already filled 3 or 4 bags of these already, even more, because we were dumping them in the garbage disposal twice a day. They would be full to here, but they're about here right now. So I'm hoping that along with me and some other neighbors around that put up the lures, I'm hoping maybe we get rid of so many of them, because if they can't lay eggs in our yard, in our grass, then we're basically not going to have very many. So, and there's one here. Yeah. Oh, I see a couple swarming around. Yeah, this one's only up to here. This side always didn't always do very well. Smell it? They'll just go right in the bag, and a lot of them do anyway. They just go right in there. Right, girls? Look at my ornamental pepper. Isn't it so pretty? It's getting prettier every day. And look at those ants. Oh, this is nothing compared to what we had. Even this spring, when I was digging to plant, it was just all ants. It was filled with ants. And I'm like, you know, I didn't think ants would be so detrimental, but these ants are. They're terrible. I think I'm going to get something for ants, and when I do dig and see ants like that, I'm just going to spray them, get rid of them, because they're worthless. There's my celosia, and my everything's doing good except this little one. It blooms out, and then I don't know. She's about to bloom again. I need to cut off her dead ones, so she'll keep blooming. Bachelor buttons came out. Pegasus. I can't believe how well she's doing. She's doing so good. She likes that spot. I'm not moving her. Here's the bachelor buttons. I love them. They just look so neon. And they go with my little labella. This one's about to bloom. I haven't seen this one yet. This is Emery Paul. And I haven't seen what it looks like yet, so it'll be great to see what it looks like. And I'm going to keep a couple of these here. This one is real pretty. I'm going to keep this one. And I'm going to leave this one. Because I want to see what they look like in the fall. I bet they're pretty. Gladiolas were beautiful this year, but they got top heavy and snapped over. So I just been putting them in my vase. Here's my pretty little lamb's ear. She grew a lot this year, a lot. And the Latana, they're taking over the Lissum, but it's I kind of like it. It's just kind of messy looking, you know. My hydrangea doing very well this year. It's very pretty. Doing really well where it's sitting. It likes it there. And I didn't dig up my impatiens, my New Guinea impatiens. I just let them go. And the same with the fuchsia. Looks like I need to cut off some of it. We got some rain. Oh, I forgot to tell you. We got some good rain. We got almost 2 inches the other night. 1 3/4 inch is what we got. Oh, so happy. And the plants just, you know, they loved it. Look at all the pretty pearls. Look at all the pretty pearls. Yeah. She's so pretty. She really should be in the ground, but I didn't have a spot for her, so I just put her in this big container, and she's doing fine. She's doing just fine. She's been happy ever since. And I got a crabapple tree growing next to her. I haven't decided if we're keeping it or not. Maybe I need to ask my husband. He can make that decision. I better get over here and prune back some of my Corospis, and I'm going to keep some of the tops out of this. See if it's for seed. If it's seed, I'm sure it is. I need to cut back some of this stuff. And the decorative grass is doing so pretty this year. It's turning blue. It's my husband's favorite. Oh, I need to get this one out of here. It's sitting in water. I gotta do that. I gotta do that now because she's dying. I hope I haven't killed her already. I forgot to put holes in the bottom of that container. That's what happens. You get a good rain and... All right, you guys. I'll be right back. Oh, and I did collect when I went up front. I got some, I think, seeds for the fuchsia. There was one that was like a little seed. I'm not sure. I'll just let it sit here. I'm not sure. And then from the pin cushion, I think this probably would be seed. So don't mark my word on it, but I do know that there's seed in these, and when these get dry enough and they open, they leave a hole in the top of them when they're ready to be de-seeded, and you just shake them upside down and they you have lots and lots of snapdragon seed. Snapdragon seed is just everywhere. So anyway, I'm just going to mix this dirt in with the dry dirt here. It's the same potting soil basically, and I'm just going to mix it together real good, and that way it won't be so wet, because she was just sitting basically in water. It was I didn't have holes in the bottom. When I put her in there and got her all in there, I'm like, I'll just be careful when I water her. Well, when it rains, you don't have any control. So that's what happens. She's sitting in water. Mix it up real good with the dry, because it was pretty wet. And yeah, I can still squeeze. You don't want to squeeze water out of it when you hold it. You want it to stay wet enough for it to stay in a clump, but not to wring it out. hopefully she'll be all right. Because once that sun comes out, she'll dry up pretty good. And we probably won't lose too many leaves and stuff. She is a Catalina gilded grape. I'm going to take her right back up front in my hairy hands. Let's see. Alright guys, that's it for today. My battery is about gone, and I took care of that flower, and I trimmed up, pruned off some of the flowers up front so that they'll regrow and be beautiful, and I'll see you in the next video. You all have a wonderful day, and stay tuned. Please subscribe, and I appreciate that so much. Bye-bye.